The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
And now for another change of pace, puzzlers. Our players will now have the opportunity to play Limbo with the panels to get everything under the clear line in each stage of our stage clear tournament. Hello puzzlers, this is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024, and it is time for our stage clear event. 4 players have answered the call to take part in this side event for a nice little chunk of our crowd-funded prize pool and the title of TA 2024 Stage Clear Champion. There seems to be one clear favorite in the field, but who knows what everyone else in the tournament will be able to do about it. So we'll find out together what our players will be able to do about our stage clear event. Let's go ahead and take a look at how that tournament is going to be done. We are taking a little bit of an audible from the format that is listed here. We only managed to get 4 players signed up for this side event, so instead of that semi-final match that you see for the single elimination bracket, we will just have a final match between the 2 race winners of our 2 qualifying races that we are about to play. These races have a 40-minute time limit, but I expect most of our players will not have a problem finishing under 30, maybe 35 minutes if things go terribly wrong. Tetris Attack's stage clear mode is not particularly threatening in that regard. And when you know it, one of our versus competitors, Tetris Attacker, has added to the prize pool by subscribing. Very much appreciate the support, TA, and that puts our prize pool up to $221 out of our goal of $500. Right now, the top 4 of the Versus tournament are getting paid out from this prize pool, but if we reach our goal of $500, then we will expand that payout to the top 8. So if you are watching live on Twitch at Puzzle Speedrun, you can send your subscriptions, your Prime Gaming subs, your bits can also go to the channel and add a little bit to the pool. And we also have a tip page. You can type !pool in the live chat to go to the tip page and give your tips directly to the pool. We have signing up for this tournament GamerX459, Kanayo, Ty, and our defending champion Yoshi112. I swear we've been running these side tournaments for a few years now, and it seems like everyone Yoshi has taken part in, he has massively swept the whole kit and caboodle. So Yoshi is a heavy favorite to take it all again this time. But Ty, Kanayo, and Gamer will have something to say about that. I actually did a practice race with Ty last night, and I'm liking his chances the most of being able to take on Yoshi in the final match. So we shall see if that is going to take place in just a little bit. Also, in the live Twitch chat, there was a prediction based on the fastest time we will see today. Seeing as how the current record for stage clear is under 20 minutes, it's like mid 18 minutes or something along those lines. So the question I posed to the Twitch chat was, will we see a run under 20 minutes today? And we've got most of the points going towards yes in that regard. And I think based on Yoshi's past history with this event, I think Yoshi should be able to get a sub 20 run at some point today, but it would definitely be a surprise if it was not the case. This game gets weird, this game gets strange. We're ready for just about anything to happen, and we are ready for our players to get started with this stage clear tournament. And it is coming at you right now! Let us take a listen to Yoshi as we get ready for race 1 of 2. Also, flash on the screen the race standings after each race. The winners of these races will automatically move on to the final, but they will be seeded based on their best time, their single best times throughout these 2 races. And it's only 2 races for these players for this tournament because if you're not at the top of the game, this could take like 30 minutes. And trying to play that much at a time could be a bit of a problem. So, it's only 2 races to determine our finalists, and I will give our players the marching orders to get started. Players have been given their marching orders, and you can see as Yoshi prepares for the start of his first run, you can see that clear line that comes up on the screen. That clear line shows up on every stage in Stage Clear, and you have to clear panels so that the panels all get moved underneath that clear line. Combos and chains are not going to be a priority here. Just ordering your matches in a way that will maximize the amount of panels you clear at a time will be the goal. Our timer at racetime.gg is counting down, and we are ready to start this first of 2 qualifying races to determine our finalists for the end of this tournament. Time does start upon selecting new game, and our players are underway. For this first stage of Stage Clear, the starting stack begins with 3 full lines of panels, and you have to raise 5 more to get to the clear line, and a masterful display by Yoshi, getting everything under the clear line in under 15 seconds. But the others are managing to get 22 and 23 seconds as well. That's gonna be in the range that most of our players get in each stage. They're gonna start in like 20-something times, and then eventually, as the speed gets higher at the start of each stage, as the number of total lines that need to be cleared to get to the clear line increases with every stage, those times will creep up into the 30 to 40 second range per stage. So Yoshi, as you can see, is the defending champion, overwhelming favorites to win for a reason, and is already running away and trying to run laps around all of these players. It is actually Tai that does have a slight lead over Kanayo for second place, except Kanayo raised the stack to the very top, and that's an instant game over. You have to reset the stage as soon as you get that game over. Oh man, that is going to put a damper on Kanayo's hopes for getting into the finals. But on the top are our two most active PvP players in the scene within our community, being Yoshi and Tai. So they were considered the overwhelming favorites to make it out of this qualifying. And it is Yoshi out of round 1 first. Each round has 5 stages. Each stage has a set number of lines to clear in total. It was 8 lines for stage 1-1, 9 for 1-2, 10 for 1-3, 11 for 1-4, and 12 for 1-5. And then at the start of each round, the total lines to clear resets a little bit, where 2-1, 2-2, and 2-3 each have 11 total lines of panels to clear and maneuver under in order to get to the clear line. But with each stage within the round, an extra line of panels gets added to the starting stack. So by the time we get to round 3 and beyond, you will see 5 full rows of panels to start stage 1, 6 rows at the start of each stage 2, 7 stage 3, 8 stage 4, and 9 rows for stage 5, and that will complicate things for our players as the starting speed goes up per level. There's actually a little bit of a jump in the starting speed level at the start of each round. Otherwise, there's just a gradual increase from stage to stage. Right now it is Yoshi starting 2-5. Tai has finished 2-3. Gamer is on 2-2, and Kanayo in a solid 3rd place, working on 2-3. But as was pointed out in the live chat, it will be tappiness that tends to decide who the best players in this mode are. The people who are able to tap and move faster are generally going to have the most success. And of our 4 players, I definitely regard Tai and Yoshi as having the fastest tapping speeds. It's a bit unfortunate that FFR Pro could not make it to this tournament today, otherwise he would be going toe-to-toe with Yoshi for this title. That said, we are mostly here for a good time and a little change of pace. Not gonna lie, puzzlers, if we had a silver bracket in the versus event to play under. This event would have been played alongside the finals of the silver bracket. Admittedly, this was not designed as a standalone event. This was meant to be played alongside the versus tournament, as was the endless event. It was just there to be a little change of pace for our players to get behind. A little something different for them to do while they deal with the usual pressures of the versus tournament that we've been holding since 2016. I believe in terms of annual tournaments, this is our like 4th annual tournament for Tetris Attack, and I think it was in I believe in 2021 I also started side events for both Tetris Attack and Pokemon Puzzle League. So I believe this is our 4th stage clear tournament, and I believe Yoshi has managed to win the previous 3. But someone can certainly go through the archives and correct me in the comments. It is Yoshi with a rather commanding lead on Tai at the moment. Yoshi about to finish 3-5 as Tai finishes 3-3. So at about 8 minutes 30 seconds, it is Yoshi clearing round 3. And as it turns out, a little thing that does not get talked about often enough, something that I actually forgot until just this moment, going to show how little I have played stage clear. You can actually soft reset after finishing stage 3-5 and just skip the special stage entirely. The special stage is optional. It's a preview of what you will see in the last stage at the very end of this run. And not only do you not have to do it, it is faster in the speedrun to soft reset to skip it. I forget how much faster it is. Yoshi can probably tell us later how much faster it is. I actually did not remember this at all. But just for the sake of convenience, Tai will show off for us what you would do in the special stage. Just hold the shoulder button, raise it to the top, and you move right on to round 4. Round 4 introduces the dark blue color, indicative of versus speed levels 9 and 10. Also, in round 4, you start to get to 14, 15, and 17 lines of total panels that you need to clear to get to the clear line. So fairly soon, our players will no longer be able to just match all the panels that they have and then raise up to the clear line. It's going to take a little bit of of a different tactic in order to get the to the clear line on each stage. And it appears that Yoshi is offline for the moment. We'll figure that out later. If Yoshi is still listening, keep playing. We'll get back to you in due time, but let's go listen to Ty's audio for a bit. I will effort to get Yoshi's stream back and steady. It is probably a local problem on my end, possibly with the restreaming websites that I am using to track all of our players. So now Yoshi has started round 5, where the first stages take 15 total lines of panels to clear, but stage 4 will take 16 lines and 5-5 will take 18 lines. So now we get to the point from all of our players where players will not be able to just match what is available, raise, and then see the clear line right after. They're going to have to raise the stack multiple times in order to get to the clear line. So being efficient with the matches and being efficient with the raising will make it just a little bit easier for, will just make it a bit more of a challenge for our players to get through these stages as soon as possible. From what I remember, Yoshi's best time in this run is an 18:28, which I can't remember if that was done in one of the past stage clear tournaments or not. I think it was in Pokemon Puzzle League. Yoshi may have gotten a new personal best and record on stream on one of the matches. I swear my memory is starting to fade me as I get more advanced in age, so I cease to remember some of the details after a while. Yoshi is about done with round 5. The clear line is in sight. And there it is at 15 minutes, 17 seconds. Yoshi clears out round 5 into round 6. Ty is the only other player on round 5 at the moment. Kanaya was just now starting 5-1. GamerX459 is on 4-3. And again, if you are just joining us, we are having 2 qualifiers to determine the finalists for a best-of-3 final round match that we will hold right after this. And only the winners from each race will be moving on to that final. So Yoshi is well on his way to getting the first spot on lock, and then You have to imagine Yoshi would also win the second race, but whoever finishes in second in the second race would get passed down the automatic final spot. Also seems to be looking fairly good that the live Twitch chat prediction will come to pass, and we will see Yoshi finish this run in under 20 minutes. He's basically the only one in our circle that seems to have this capability. Although if some of the higher tiered PvPers came to this tournament, I imagine several of them would have a fair shot of winning in under 20 minutes too. Just the speed that you have to tap at in order to maneuver the panels all around in order to get to the times that Yoshi's been able to get in this game, especially in competition. Right now Yoshi has no equal. Hardly has a single peer aside from maybe FFR Pro who would have a shot at keeping up with Yoshi in stage clear, in endless as well. As we saw from last week's broadcast of Yoshi taking home the endless crown with no difficulty whatsoever. Tai has entered round 6. Kanayo is close to the end of round 5. And Gamer looks to be taking a bit of a break. May potentially forfeit this race at the very end. The races do have a 40-minute time limit after all. Just so we can keep things moving. Here we go. Yoshi is on the final stage. You see that HP on Bowser. You will see it deplete fairly quickly as Yoshi tries to get about a 5 chain in order to win the stage. That 5 chain is all that is needed. 1912 is the official time from Yoshi 112. And he has guaranteed himself a spot in the final match. Considering Tai is about 2 full stages ahead of Kanayo at this point, it does seem likely that Tai will be getting the second spot at the conclusion of the next race. But if any weird top outs happen, any extra unusual game overs, then every reset of the stage could throw a wrench into the works, into those plans. So the most important thing Tai can do right now is simply not lose track of the stack and just play it safe. Clear everything out. So Tai starting 6-4. Kanayo is starting 6-2. And Gamer has resumed his activity from whatever break he needed to take and is on 4-5. Also, my suspicions were confirmed on what happened a little bit earlier, Yoshi's emulator did pause for a fair bit in round 3. So the final game time and the real time just will not match up in the slightest. But that run was effectively within 35 seconds or so of Yoshi's current best time from, well, to the best of my knowledge anyway. So well done from Yoshi. Tai tops out. Ran into too many different options for the stage. Just make a basic combo, and when you make a combo while the stack is so close to the top of the screen, then the stack will not automatically raise for an even bigger period of time. I think there's some multiplier on how long the stop timer goes in. Yeah, it seems unique to endless and stage clear, and I suppose time attack in that regard. Kind of goes to show how little I personally play the rest of the modes, which is something I should rectify sooner rather than later. With that mess out of the way, Tai is on to the final stage, where 1-5 chain will get the job done. Four chain, 6 combo, 5 chain, and done. 23:31. The official time for Tai. Tai is looking fairly good for getting an overall second place finish in this tournament. Kanayo finishing about 2 stages back of Tai. Will definitely have his work cut out for him. I think Kanayo commented in our community Discord earlier that he just simply rolled out of bed for this stage clear tournament. Kanayo kind of joined the tournament last minute too, and we're glad to have him aboard. Glad to have basically anyone aboard that wants to take part in the festivities. We will welcome people of all skill levels to try their hand at these side events. Alright, let's listen to Gamer try to put on a bit of a show, as Kanayo still has about a 3 chains worth of damage left to inflict onto Bowser. And that will take care of it. Kanayo finishes with a 25:03 officially on racetime.gg, where we track all of the race times. So we use racetime.gg as a permanent record of all of the runs that we have in these tournaments. And if you go to our start.gg bracket for this tournament, you will see these race rooms pasted in the chat rooms for each bracket match. Those get updated on the daily as each tournament as each match finishes, or each broadcast day finishes, really. In fact, our players do have 24 hours to appeal any time that they get in a tournament match. If there were difficulties in registering the done, I will go back and look at the final times for any player that does wish to have them reviewed. Oh, Kanio stack looking a bit high. Okay, gets the combo. Will get some valuable seconds of stop time to avoid topping out here. But that starting level, that's for gamer, excuse me. That starting speed level does creep up a little bit. You see a level 40 starting for 6-2. That's going to crawl up to 43 and eventually 45 for the last stage. I think by default you can like set the speed level start at the starting speed level for a versus match from like 1 to 50. Or maybe Pokemon Puzzle League did that. Yeah, and now that I think about it, I think Pokemon Puzzle League had to be the one to do that because they give a code to specifically unlock that limit. Alright, Gamer finishing 6-2 and probably going to try to show off however he can. This is just an exercise to make chains for Gamer now. And yes, making chains is certainly a fine way to go about things. It's probably not the fastest way to go about them. If you are taking time to set up matches and not directly making matches, you are probably not making matches as fast as you could be. But whatever it takes to get those matches certainly can't be all that bad. Alright, 2 more clearing stages for Gamer before he sees the final boss. We will be able to get to our second qualifier in short order. Also, programming reminder, there is one more match left to be had in the entire tournament proceedings after today. The last match of the Versus tournament will be happening next Saturday, the 27th, at the same start time, same start channel. It will be myself looking for my first LPS major title in 5 years against the defending champion. So that is going to be one you will most certainly not want to miss. And at the end of that tournament, I will have some announcements for how these tournaments are going to be conducted in the future. Hopefully we'll have some ways to get more people involved more frequently within these tournaments in the coming months. So If you are not already a part of our community Discord server and have not been keeping up with that news, certainly stay tuned for what that announcement is going to be. Alright, Gamer is making some combos here on this Bowser. It takes a lot of combos to beat Bowser, whereas the chains tend to do a little bit consistently better of a number. Oh, Gamer needs another combo. Yes. 32:06, the official time for GamerX459. And that will close out our first race. So, after one race, we will see Yoshi112 on top with a 1912, followed by Ty with a 2331, Kanayo in third with a 2503, and GamerX459 with 32:06. Our players are now in position to start this game 2. Yoshi has locked in a spot in the final match. Now it is Ty, Gamer, and Kanayo looking for their spot in the final. Yoshi can just play along for an opportunity to improve on the previous run. Just another opportunity for a world record, I suppose. Should also be noted in that last game, Gamer had to step away for a little bit to take care of an errand during that last race, so I imagine we'll see a faster time from Gamer in this next run as we get race 2 underway. And again, the combos and chains are certainly flashy and all in this mode, but the goal is to match things as fast as possible. The MPS, the matches per second, are certainly key here. Yoshi once again gets a 15-second stage. Ty improves on the stage 1 from his last run to a 19. Looks like a 24 from Gamer, a 27 from Kanayo. That is not what Kanayo needs to see in order to have any shot of besting Ty for the second spot. Again, Yoshi is locked into the final match. And our other players are looking to get into the other spot. Imagine Yoshi will cruise to another victory in this race, and it will be our second place person who will be unlocking the second spot in the final. These first few stages are fairly straightforward. In fact, for the first 3 stages, I think you can easily raise your stack up to close to the top of the screen and reveal the clear line. But for round 5, you're going to have to do the order of operation just a little bit differently and match a few things before raising your stack to be able to see the clear line. And it is Yoshi getting out of 1-4 or 1-5 first, although it is Kanayo first out of 1-4. So Kanayo and Tai may have a little bit of a fight between themselves for the second seed. So it is Kanayo out of round 1 first. And Tai will be several seconds behind after that. Okay, gamers just making matches here. At some point, we're just trying to have a little fun and try to make matches, but the ultimate objective is to get everything above the clear line, under the clear line. Getting under the clear line is the goal, and it is a little bit of an admitted pet peeve of mine to see players play this game for the first time and not be able to understand that the clear line is the goal. Get back to the race, tie. Our players are listening in as they keep track of where everyone else is at. Or maybe that was just a reaction to the earlier comment about Yoshi's mid-run pause. Which is way more likely. It's so easy to just look at Yoshi's screen and get completely lost with how fast he is moving things around. Alright, Yoshi is done with round 2 at about 5:20. Most of these players are going to be behind their best times in this run because these individual stages can be so optimized, so samey that it gets difficult to do things much faster than you did before. But as far as the second seed goes, it is Kanayo kind of maintaining a 3-second lead over Tai. This is not exactly a thing I would have expected. Perhaps there's some PvP brain in there. I'm not sure. I don't play enough PvP, so I don't know if the mindset does change too much. Tai is taking the time to set up a few combos. Now we've got 3 players on 2-5 as Yoshi finishes 3-2. Yeah, 641 stage 3 entry for Kanayo, 648 for Tai. So this is a not insignificant lead as far as stage clear goes. Early on, a 5 to 10 second lead is low-key kind of tough to make up. But once we get into the dark blue color rounds, starting round 4-ish, we might see some of those times level out just a bit. Although I wish I could figure out what the discrepancy was between the game time and real time clocks for our right side players. Because Ty is actually entering these stages with a lower game time. But a slower real time. We are using real time to judge these runs. Maybe Ty is experiencing some extra slowdown that I'm not otherwise aware of. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Yoshi is done with round 3. Soft resets to skip the special stage. Which does end up being faster, though. You kind of have to play stage clear a bit to realize that. But on our screen, it is Kanayo into 3-4 first with a close to 10-second lead over Ty, even though Ty has like a 7-second game time lead on Kanayo. Gamer with the lag chains. Oh, Gamer be styling with all of the chains here. That just feels good. That just feels really good. It appears that maybe the real-time lead for Kanayo is down to 5 seconds over Ty. Let's see if we can actually listen in on Kanayo's audio. Maybe see if we can get any insight on what's going on with the time discrepancies, potentially. Oh, right. Kanayo is not going to have any audio for this match. He even said as much before the broadcast. But it is incredibly tight with Kanayo and Ty as they both go through the special stage proper. So as Ty exits the special stage at a game time of 7:09, Kanayo exits with a 7:15, but has the real-time lead. We will see how much longer that lasts as we get into round 4 and the dark blue stages. Let's add any extra color to an action puzzle game, and odds are you're going to make an extra complication, as something that I can definitely attest from my time trying to speedrun Puyo games. I just look back to the last minor tournament we had for Kirby's Avalanche. Oh, look at Gamer playing the special stage. Showing off what you have to do at the end of the run with the preview at the beginning. Or at the midpoint of this run, I should say. Yoshi has made it to round 5. Kanayo and Ty are in a very hotly contested battle for second place in 4-3. Gamer is playing through 4-1 at the moment and is just here for a good time, not necessarily a long time. So one more panel to get under, and Gamer gets under the 4-1 clear line perfectly. These round 4 stages start demanding 14, 15, and 17 total lines of panels to clear for all of our players. And that will generally demand raising close to the top, making some matches, and then raising close to the top and making a few more matches just to see the clear line. Also kind of a nasty trick that this game plays on you by not encouraging necessarily comboing and chaining to beat the other 30 required stages of this mode. But then the last stage makes you combo and chain to take care of the final opponent. I just wish the game made you prepare a little bit more, made you aware a little bit more, and you have to prepare to start comboing and chaining. Like there's scoring for the combos and chains that can give you some idea, but considering how little comboing and chaining you actually need to do to progress, it's not really enough prep. We now have Tai entering round 5, first over Kanayo. Now 3 players are into round 5. Actually, Yoshi just finished round 5. So another sub 20 run seems to be in the picture. And speaking of, we will pay off the live Twitch chat prediction, as there was a sub 20 run today. In fact, I think all of Yoshi's runs are going to be sub 20, if I'm being honest. Players at this kind of level don't have a great amount of variance in their stage clear times. Again, we are watching closely in this race. Tai and Kanayo looking for the second spot in our final match. If you're just joining us, we did call an audible on the format for this tournament. There will not be a top 4 bracket for this tournament, considering only 4 players managed to sign up. We are just going to cut to 2 for our final match. And it does seem like the faster speeds are more comfortable to Tai than to Kanayo, and Tai is starting to pull away in these second half stages. And most certainly, without question, these speeds are up Yoshi's alley. Oh my goodness. Already done with 6-4. Looking for probably another... This has a chance for sub 19. Actually, just barely sub 19. Alright, gamer now done with 5-2. Perhaps a bit hopelessly behind at this point. But we've definitely seen stranger things happen in this game before. Alright, here is Yoshi's shot for a sub 19. Just 1 5 chain. That's all it takes. This is matching right away. Nope, not quite. Not quite gonna cut the 19. Gonna need another 4 chain, maybe another 5 chain from this point. Does get the 4 chain in, and Yoshi will finish at 19-11. What consistency from the best we've got. Okay, Ty does have the clear line of 6-1. Raised about a row higher than Kanayo. Okay, this is actually, if the real-time clocks are synced, we have actually tightened up quite a bit with Ty and Kanayo. In fact, it might be possible we need to go back to the tape to see how these two finish. Okay, Kanayo dealing with some down stacking to try and keep the stack from inching to the top. These two are so close. It looks like Kanayo's a second ahead. The real time, the game time clocks aren't jiving with that, but these two are incredibly close at first glance right now. I cannot say I was expecting this. Not something you would have been able to gather necessarily from the versus tournament results. Although I'd have to think, going back to the tournament results, that we saw fairly fast times in the easier levels from Kanayo compared to the rest of the field. I seem to remember making several a remark about something resembling sub 630 easy mode runs from Kanayo. So that is something I'm going to be definitely trying to keep an eye on as this 6-4 progresses. Kanayo actually sees the clear line right now. Ty does not. Okay, in terms of game time, the gap between the two has actually shrunk to 2 seconds. So This may actually be Kanayo's lead. This may actually be Kanayo's race to lose. We did see a top out from Kanayo in the first race, so definitely some care is going to have to be taken to not do anything reckless, but it sure does look like Kanayo has the lead as the two on the right are about to hit the last stage. Okay. Let's see. Kanayo can pull off this 5 chain. That's 2. Oh, not quite. Oh, these chains are not going to do it. These combos are not going to do it. 3, 4, 5 from Ty. But Kanayo gets the combos in time, and Kanayo with a 23.52 will be moving on to the final. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. $23.52 for Kanayo, $23.55 for Ty. And just like that, it is Kanayo moving on to the final. Holy Toledo. I cannot say I was expecting this. And with Gamer on 6-4 now, let's see some extra swag as we get about set up for this final match. Well. Oh, I do not know what else to say about this Puzzlers. Full disclosure, I was fully expecting Ty to be the one to face Yoshi in the final. That was the sentiment I expressed to Ty when we played together last night. Alright, Gamer is on to the final stage. We're gonna get a clean 5 chain to finish this out. I see yellow to dark blue, or no, to purple, okay. Not quite. Not quite. You're going to need several chain sequences to get this done. It takes a lot of 4 combos to beat Bowser. Like, I think it was it 30? Yeah, 34 combos to beat Bowser, according to my notes. And GamerX459 improves greatly on the first run to a 27-10. Let me make sure that these standings are as current as they are going to get. But there we go. After 2 qualifying races, it is going to be Yoshi finishing in first place with a 1911, followed by Kanayo winning the second race with a 2352 and getting to face Yoshi in the final match. Something, and I am still having a little bit of trouble believing, but we definitely saw it happen. And Ty, despite getting a best time of 23:31, did not get a good enough time in race 2 to win that and move on. But I'll definitely thank him for joining us and playing along as a gamer for putting in some respectable efforts as well. So we'll get the final match set up for you between Yoshi 112 and Kanayo in just a bit. So stay tuned. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2024. Once again, I'm Cards of the Heart for the final match of our stage clear tournament. We started with 4 players, had 2 qualifying races, and the winners from each race have made it to the final. It is Yoshi 112 against Kanayo in a bit of an upset, to say the least, as we look at the final times from our players. The winner of each race got an automatic spot into this final, and Yoshi 112 came out strong, as he always does, with 1912 and 1911 times. But it was Kanayo in race 2 getting the edge over Ty by 3 seconds to move on to our final, even though Ty ultimately had the second fastest best time of our qualifying. Did not come through in the second race to join us for this final. And rounding out the group, GamerX459 threw in some fairly respectable times of his own. So it is Yoshi 112 and Kanayo, the 1 and 2 seeds for this final match. And we will make sure to get that right to you right now. Alright, puzzlers, timer is counting down. We are ready to start game 1 of our best of 3 final between Yoshi 112 and Kanayo. Streams are a little bit off-synced by a little more than 3 seconds. Ultimately, that part may not matter because Yoshi showed a giftedness with manipulating the panels that no one else in the field had, even improving on his first 2 runs with a 14-second stage 1. Unbelievable. And Kanayo gets an 18 on his first stage. So looking really good there. The times for most players playing stage clear would fall in the the 20 to 30 second range per stage. Maybe getting sub 20 early on, like Yoshi is continuing to do. And perhaps I should have seen this coming, with Kanayo getting relatively fast easy mode runs in the Versus tournament. Perhaps I should have known Kanayo's game and not underestimated it so much. Shame on me. And here we are as Yoshi is starting on 1-4, Kanayo finishing 1-3. That also feels like going to be the overall tone for this match. Yoshi's going to finish each stage just a little bit faster, and then the times will add up over the course of the entire run for Yoshi to finish at about 2 stages ahead of Kanayo. That's going to be my guess for how fast this one goes. Just so easy to look at the speed at which Yoshi is maneuvering things around the field and just marvel at it. And Kanayo is also matching things fairly quickly himself. Definitely not looking like a slouch here. It's just so hard to look amazing in the face of a player as great as Yoshi. And Yoshi's going to be quite the challenge for yours truly as the Versus tournament wraps up next Saturday. Whereas the top 2 seeds, myself and Yoshi 112, Yoshi the 1 seed, the defending champion, looking to sweep all of the tournaments, and me looking for my first major tournament win in 5 years. Looking to try and repeat some magic from 2019. And maybe a little bit from 2022 as well. With the 7-game set that the 2 of us had in that loser's bracket. In any case, Yoshi has effectively lapped Kanayo by a full stage at this point. Should remind everyone that the prize pool for the entire tournament is up to $221 out of our initial stretch goal of $500 to be able to expand the payouts from the Versus tournament. But the winner of this stage clear tournament also gets a piece of the pool. And it's a winner-take-all tournament, so only the winner will get 4% of the prize pool. And if you are watching, you are able to add to it. I should say if you're watching live, you'll add to it. Because by the time this video makes its way onto YouTube, the tournament will be over. I know this because I've already scheduled the first of the tournament archives from after the day of the tournament. I've already scheduled YouTube posts and everything. So only by watching live can you ensure that you are able to contribute to these prize pools. Kanayo is almost done with 2-5. Clear line under there. About a 6:22 for Kanayo out of round 2. And Yoshi is now finishing stage 3-2. We really do have our patent pending 2-stage lead here. And just look at the lag chains Yoshi's making. The lag chains. The lag chains. The mother flipping lag chains. They're not always ideal, but when they are, they look spectacular. Yoshi just cleaning house on these early stages. And unlike basically everyone else in the entire speedrun community, they're able to clean house with the second half of this run when the dark blue panels start to show up. Like, the sign that Yoshi is head and shoulders above everyone else in the community is the fact that Yoshi was able to comfortably play the hard level in last week's Endless Tournament and basically sweep that entire thing, and it all looked effortless. That is what years of level 10 PvP experience can get you. So there is Yoshi done with round 3 at about 8:30, and there's the soft reset. Pointed out earlier something that I had forgotten about this mode, but it is faster to soft reset the console after finishing 3-5 to skip the special stage rather than just play that stage out, because it's optional. You do not need to play that special stage at all. So most people will just enter the stage, hold R, raise the stack all the way up to the top, and just move on after that. I can't remember how much faster it is to soft reset. It had to have been a handful of seconds, like maybe not more than 3. It's somewhere in the community Discord logs. I'll have to look for them. Maybe Yoshi said something about it in last year's tournament. I honestly cannot remember. And now Kanayo is done with round 3 and has reached the halfway point. We have a 3-stage lead on our hands now. So anyone that is watching this live, by the by, we are putting together graphics for the end of the entire tournament, for the end of the versus tournament, by clipping the best moment from each player throughout the tournament and showing it in a little bit of a montage in our post-tournament credit sequence to give thanks to everyone that played and helped out and otherwise participated in supporting the tournament. So, if you happen to catch any clips from the recent matches that we've had, I'm going to personally build up that clip show this weekend. And if you suggest a clip and it gets featured, you will get some thanks at the end of the tournament. So I definitely appreciate everyone trying to help out wherever they can. So Yoshi starts round 5 with a very commanding lead. Kanayo trying to figure out how best to orient the matches, and it's probably at this point where I would have expected the speed to really catch up with Kanayo. Again, this is me not recognizing game. Thought that, okay, Yoshi did just catch that panel in midair to extend that chain. Even at this speed, Yoshi pulls out all the bags of tricks. Just runs circles around everyone else. It is so hard to not watch Yoshi's gameplay and gush all over how fast it is and how smooth a lot of it looks. Something that will hopefully get brought up in the versus tournament final that I was going back through the statistics, through some of the race results on, to make preparations for that broadcast. But among the 10 V-Hard races in the versus tournament that Yoshi has had, he finished under 8 minutes in 6 of them. 6 sub-8 V-Hard runs should tell you all you need to know about how Yoshi has been playing. But just going into these side events, going into the conclusion of our tournament. I will say, I've had a few sub-8s myself, but my confidence is nowhere near high enough to keep up with that. Alright, Kanayo is done with round 4 as Yoshi finishes up 5-4. The lead is up to 4 full stages. At the end of round 5, it's going to take 18 full lines of panels to clear in order to get to the clear line, so gonna have to raise the stack multiple times to even see the end of this stage. So now Yoshi gets to it. It only raises one line, only raises like 2 lines over. Because you can make enough matches to have that level of runway, though sometimes Yoshi manages to clear stages with just 1 extra line. But it seems like Kanayo is having to raise like 3 to 4 lines above more often. And that could be part of the quote-unquote world champ difference that may be a factor in like some other competitive gaming communities you might have heard of. Shout it out in the comments if you get the reference. Again, stage clear is just an exercise in the order of matches that you get. It's not how big the chains go. Although Yoshi is kind of building one up here. Could have easily had a 12-13 chain if he wanted it. Just too easy for Yoshi at this speed. Too easy. And while chains are falling at the top, Yoshi maneuvering everything at the bottom to make matches that way. And just a innate sense for how many panels are needed to clear to get under the clear line. Definitely easy for the typical runner to lose track of how many extra lines need to be, how many panels need to be matched at any one time. Oh, Yoshi ran into a little bit of a picnic. I think got within 2 pixels of the top of the screen. I think that's 2 pixels. And a perfect amount of panels for the clear once again. Alright, Kanayo's looking to be on a potential pace to finish faster than the second qualifying race, maybe? Maybe some good stage 5s might give Kanayo an opportunity for an improvement here. Definitely a thing worth keeping an eye on. I swear, Yoshi, are you just trying to max out the score counter? So it seems like Yoshi might have a chance for a max out heading into the end of this run. Now Kanayo has entered round 6. Again, there might be an opportunity to finish the run faster than in qualifying. Oh, don't look now. Yoshi's maxed out the score counter. Right in time for the final stage. And this run will not be under 20 minutes. Bit of an upset, but I think Yoshi was just trying to maybe get in some chain practice. Let's see how fast this gets done. Oh, not quite. It's gonna take a 4 chain from here. And the 4 chain will get it done. 2019. The official time from Yoshi in Game 1. That is enough for star number 1 in this best of 3. Again, Kanayo does not have game audio, so we'll just have to listen softly to this credits music for the end of these runs. And I will say, after today, this will not be the last time you hear this credits music in this tournament. Just throwing out a little bit of a teaser. Yoshi quit his stream after winning that race, thinking that there wasn't going to be another one. Which our prior tournaments have had a single race, have had single race matches, because the rounds would get so long. I think it was our 21 PPL tournament where I asked players to do a best of 3 semifinals and then a best of 5 finals match at the end of that tournament, after 2 or maybe 3. No, I had originally asked for 3 qualifying races, and the runners were like, no, we need to be done after 2. This is ridiculous. So we stopped after 2 qualifying races. I think maybe then I ended up cutting it to like best of 1, best of 3, if I remember right. I'm not 100% certain on the details there, but no, people were not happy with the demands of that tournament. Like, I would have been willing to play out that many races at a time, but that probably would have been at the cost of my own hands at the end of it. Oh, Kanayo's letting the stack get up a little bit high. Should be able to flatten this out to clear. And there's Kanayo done with round 6. Now into the last stage. 1 5-chain away from finishing this out. Would still be an improvement on the first qualifying race. So let's see how this gets done. There's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4. Oh, not quite enough. Probably gonna need another 3-chain from here. And done. 24-29. The official time from Kanayo. Very good. Very respectable. Love to see times under 25 minutes in these matches. We'll get the second and potentially final race going for our players in just a second. Alright, puzzlers, timers are counting down. We are ready to begin this game 2 in this best of 3. We have a stream about 6 seconds ahead of the other. Is Yoshi's ahead of Kanayo, so we'll keep that in mind as we get this game 2 underway. Considering the separation, it feels like a foregone conclusion that Yoshi will walk away with this match, but Kanayo throwing down some fun chains to give our puzzlers a show nevertheless. Again, I made a reference to this earlier, that this is just meant to be a change of pace from the Versus Tournament. It was kind of meant to be played alongside the Versus Tournament, alongside a silver bracket that did not get played in this iteration at the players' requests. But no, really, if you want to get better at this game, if you want to get better at speedrunning this series, the stage clear spa service modes are really the best places to go to train your speed. Because a lot of what separates the top of the top players from the next level of players is just sheer cursor speed, and a lot of having a faster cursor speed is having the confidence to know where your panels are going to get swapped, and really the best way you're going to know about that is just in getting reps. And speedrunning stage clear, especially with the stages being so much easier than in spa service. This is one of the easiest ways to get reps and get them quickly. Perhaps I should personally take that as a sign to do more stage clear runs sooner rather than later. But for reasons I will not talk about here, I will hold off on that. Kanayo is now done with round 1, and Yoshi is a full stage ahead. Not much of a shocker from this result. A little extra matching there, but still not too bad. I think Kanayo's still on some sort of pace for under 25 minutes on this run. Yeah, 25 minutes feels like a really good benchmark. Like yes, you've seen Yoshi be capable of sub 20 minutes in this category today, but you can't let that be your ultimate judge of what makes a good time or not. Just like figure out what is comfortable for you and go nuts with trying to get that. Like, speedrunning is at the end of the day about personal improvement. Trying to better yourself. Sometimes the competition part of it that we get into with these tournaments gets to be secondary to that. In a sense, there are a lot of comparisons that can be made to golf in that regard. Where on a round of golf, it's you against the course. Nothing else matters. In speedrunning, it's you against the game. And not much else matters. We like to have these competitions to get a gauge on how everyone is doing. We've been holding these tournaments since 2016. Since this game got featured at Summer Games Done Quick 2016 with a 4-way race between myself, FFR Pro 21, Darkwing Duck, and Edo Bean. Since then, we've had an active tournament scene that has had at least one tournament every year since then. And since 2021, we've been holding 2 tournaments a year for these games. One for Tetris Attack, one for Pokemon Puzzle League. And depending on how many more people get involved, we might be able to do even more than that in the coming years. Who knows? Who knows? But if you're watching this gameplay right now and you've come to the realization that you want to be a part of this, come join our Discord server. Find us at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners on YouTube, on Twitter at Puzzle Speedrun. You can find us easy enough with a simple search. And you too can make some sparks fly with all of the back and forth action that these games tend to give. Like I swear the visual stimulus that this game provides, especially in the versus levels, get a bit out of hand at times. That can get incredibly overwhelming. Also, just so hard to not get mesmerized by Yoshi's fast play. And I think Yoshi exited round 3 there 15 seconds faster than the last run. I think that was 15 seconds faster. Oh, man. And maybe Yoshi was just trying to chain like crazy in that game 1. Maybe now this is getting played just a little more straight. I have a distinct memory of Yoshi doing this in a spa service tournament and getting a world record out of it. Then again, my memory has not been super reliable these days, so I'm not sure. Alright, Kanaya's almost done with 3, 4. There it is. Just a little bit. Just getting a little bit there. That's about a 3-stage clearance Yoshi has in front of Kanayo at this moment. It's a little bit of a shame that we don't have Kanayo's audio for this broadcast, because we could definitely get treated to some different sounds if we wanted them. Definitely understand this game getting a bit repetitive for some people after a while. Alright, Kanayo has progressed through the special stage. Again, you can soft reset through the end of 3-5 to get to 4-1 faster than that, but that's not something that's well known. In fact, I forgot it before Yoshi started doing it. Like, I remember Yoshi saying something about that maybe a couple of years ago, and I forgot all about it. But it just goes to show, Yoshi just built different than everyone else. Everyone else in this community would have a really hard time holding a candle to what Yoshi is able to pull off in these stages time and time again. There is Yoshi done with round 4. And Yoshi will be taking care of business here in very short order. And yes, I do sit here and wonder how in the world I'm going to be able to keep up with Yoshi next Saturday when the grand finals of the Versus tournament will be taking place. Like, there's a reason Yoshi's won the last 2 of these. There's a reason why Yoshi is an overwhelming favorite for a 3rd straight Versus title. With Yoshi done with 5-3, Kanayo is now seeing the 4-4 clear line. Definitely hoping that Kanayo does not get completely lapped by Yoshi by the end of this race. Kanayo definitely put in a hell of an effort just to even get to this point. I mean, it was definitely Tai expected to be the second person into the final of this tournament. On the second qualifying race, it was Kanayo clocking in 3 seconds before Tai was able to finish in order to lock in the automatic second spot for this final match. Well, there we go. Yoshi is into 6-1. Kanayo is into 5-1. I was afraid of that. But these two put in a lot to get to this point. have both put up some amazing times throughout the versus and stage clear tournaments to get to this point. I do hope that they look back on these experiences fondly. Alright, just a little bit of a review of what it takes to beat each round 6 stage. Like the first round, the first stage had Yoshi start with 5 full rows of panels to try and clear, and you had to raise a full 11 rows to get to the clear line. And it was 6 and 10 lines to raise for stage 2, 7 and 9 lines to raise for stage 3. Stage 4 adds a row to the starting stack and still makes you raise 9 lines. And then for stage 5, you have to raise 10 rows from a starting stack of 9 rows, which at these speeds can get very uncomfortable for a lot of players. In fact, I think we saw a top out or two in this tournament from the uncomfortable speed increases of this round specifically. But Yoshi just coasts through all of it without any real difficulties to speak of. Yoshi's got a chance here to finish this run even faster than the qualifying races. There's a chance for a sub 19 here with a clean 5 chain. Let's take a look. Two, 3, 4, 5, and done. That ends up being a 19:05 officially for Yoshi. His fastest time of the tournament. Right at the very end. Well, can't say we should be surprised by this result. GG's to Yoshi as Kanayo finishes out round 5. We can stay tuned in with Kanayo as this round 6 finishes up. We want to see a respectable time here. Maybe a sub 25 can come from this still? Again, no audio from Kanayo, so we could at least maybe listen to something else if I have put any other game audio on this scene. Any other audio sources on this scene. I'm not sure I have, actually. Definitely something I need to change. So let's see if there's some good audio that can get added here. There we go. There we go. We can have that to listen to as we watch Kanayo close out quite the tournament run. And he has had throughout versus throughout stage clear. Definitely looking forward to hearing more from Kanayo in our future tournaments. Definitely some good signs from his play overall. I kept remarking about the sub 630 easy runs he was getting in versus. I can definitely put you on the driver's seat to really make some noise throughout these tournaments. And you know, we might be able to hold more of them in the not so distant future. I'll be able to give some insights on that after next week's final versus match. So keep your ears posted for that. So now Kanayo's on the final clearing stage, dealing with this starting stack like it was nothing. Still has to raise a great deal just to see the clear line. So we'll get to see that right there. Again, this is one of the things that I've seen separate Yoshi from everyone else in the tournament. Forget the soft resetting between rounds 3 and 4. I've just been noticing Yoshi tending to raise a stack only up 1 to 2 lines past the clear line. Most of the others that I see tend to need 3 or 4 lines past the clear line. That just makes all the difference in your efficiency in each stage. Alright, let's see if Kanayo can finish out with a 5 chain here. Oh, not quite, but just could still pull this off fine. 2 chain, probably gonna need another 3 chain and change from here. There's a 2 chain. Gonna need a 2 chain a little bit more. 2, 3, that will do it. 3 chain allows Kanayo to finish with a 24-37 officially. So Kanayo put up a good fight, but on this day, we see clearly that Yoshi was going to be the one to win. Just too much. Too much, too fast. From Yoshi. Just too good. Too much. And with that, There's only one thing left to do. Your TA 2024 stage clear champion, ladies and gentlemen, Yoshi 112. And quite frankly, Yoshi's in a very real position to sweep the tournaments again. Yoshi's just too strong. And with the endless and stage clear sweep, already looking at a fairly pretty penny from the endless in the stage clear tournaments for from the prize pools. Let's get the final bracket look. The 2-0 over Kanayo in the final match, locking in the title of TA 2024 Stage Clear Champion. It will be affixed to his Discord profile. Discord role goes to all of our tournament champions, and Yoshi has an opportunity to add one more to that list. Like what is left to say about Yoshi's play? Just GG's to Yoshi for a good fight. GG's to Kanayo for bringing a great entertainment value to this tournament as a whole. Hopefully we'll see them again in the next one. But puzzlers, that is going to be it for today, and we've got one more match. We've got one more versus match to bring you. Next time on the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, it is Grand Finals. Number 1, Yoshi 112 from the winner's bracket. Number 2, Cards of the Heart from the loser's bracket. Best of 9 V-Hard for the title. And if I manage to win that best of 9, there will be a best of 3 right after. And that's already looking like a very tall task for yours truly. So we'll see what the both of us will be able to bring to that match next week. So that's going to do it for us for today. For everyone at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, all the players and all the people helping out behind the scenes, this has been Cards of the Hearts. Until next time, everyone, happy puzzling.